19.0 degrees, 19.0. And the starting mileage is 42445. 42445. Hey YouTube, it's gentlemansnine. The snow all melted yesterday somehow, so I am on a ride today to work. So let's see here. The topic today really isn't much of a topic, but I had talked about interview candidates before and them leaving the interview or whatever. But I have a couple more. Not quite like that, but so I've been interviewing candidates, a lot of candidates lately, and there's been a couple guys who came in, and so depending on what conference room is booked, I often end up in like a really small conference room, and I don't really notice anything. I'm doing my spiel, asking questions, talking about this, talking about that, and at some point I noticed there's this bad odor going on, and it smells like stank breath. And there's an older fellow, and his breath just reeked horrible, and then I was contained in the room and I couldn't escape the smell, and it just got worse because every time I asked him a question, it's like almost like I was punished myself, because I would ask him a question and he would turn around and then he would answer it, but you know, he's facing me, so his breath is like being blown all over me, and it was horrible, man. It just stunk. It smelled like it smelled bad. But that wasn't the only one. There was another guy that had the same thing going on, and I had noticed it right away, and I don't know what would normally cause that, but I assumed that his mouth was dry. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of at the moment. So I asked if he wanted to drink. I asked him if he wanted something to drink like 3 times. I guess I could just ask if you want a breath mint instead. There's that one. I interviewed 2 people yesterday. The first guy, hold on a second, I'm gonna pop my visor. The first guy, we were in a larger conference room, so you know, obviously I wasn't contained in his breath sphere, but he smelled like I'm not even sure what, some kind of soap. It smelled like a combination of soap and and bleach. It's kind of hard to explain, but it smelled like that. And so I'm assuming he was clean, but that's all I smell. So you know, the problem is once I start smelling that, that's all I can focus on. He did well. He did actually okay in the interview. I don't know if I'll hire him or not. He's not on the do not hire list. He's on the maybe list. And then I interviewed a second person yesterday afternoon, and it was a lady. So I was back in the small conference room, and I was being like overpowered by the smell of her perfume. Which, don't get me wrong, in small doses it would probably smell nice, but it's like you took it and you took the nozzle of the perfume and jammed it up my nose and squeezed it. And it was so intense. So fortunately I had a lot of time to not think about it, because I spent most of the interview helping her with the answers to these questions. It seemed like she needed some development help. But I know she must have been rich or something, because when she left, I was walking out the front and she put on her coat, and it was a fur coat, and I said, "Oh, that looks nice. Is that real fur?" And she said it was actually a mink coat that her parents bought for her, as a Christmas gift, and it was like super poofy on the shoulders. It was very fancy looking. Like, this thing must have been expensive. But anyways, I don't think she's gonna get the job. Anyways, that's it for that. I had an interview scheduled today, but it got canceled. The guy accepted an offer, which is not surprising. The market is really good for developers right now, so the good ones get snatched up. I guess like the criteria for us is a little bit higher. We need we need a high skill set. We'll pay for it, but we need a high skill set. A lot of these people are more along the lines of somebody else does the design and they just implement those, whatever the design doc says. I need somebody to take it to the next level and basically be able to design something and implement. And obviously they'll have help, but they need to be able to do it solo. They need to be able to understand the big picture. I mean, our system is unusually large, which is quite funny because we were able to support it with just 4 developers for the longest time. But then again, if you look at the skill set on the team, it's an above average skill set, especially if you compare it to my other jobs. My other jobs usually had like 1 or 2 that were really good, and then everybody else was just okay. They could implement what you asked them to, but they couldn't take it to the next level. Anyways, that's got to be at least 3 minutes, so I guess I'll talk to you guys later. Ending mileage 42485, 42485.